Hello, I'm Graham and I hope everyone's having a great day and welcome to today's video. Now this video is a comparison video between all of the Panasonic Lumix bridge cameras. So we're talking about the 2000, 2500, the 1000 and 1000 Mark II, the FZ300, 330 and the FZ80, 82. So the idea of the test is to give you some idea of the type of image quality you get from each of those cameras in a variety of lighting situations and in scene types. Now I started to shoot this last week, but it turned out to be a logistical nightmare because I was trying to shoot at every focal length and every ISO combination. So we ended up with something like 100 images per camera. So trying to sort those out and present them in a meaningful sort of way became a nightmare. So I'm revisiting the way that I've shot the video and presented it to you. So from the initial video test that I made, I've limited this now to just the 3 cameras. So we're talking about the 1-inch sensor camera, and for that I'm using the FZ1000 Mark II, exactly the same quality as the FZ2500. Also I'm looking at the FZ300 330 and the FZ80 82. Now the 80 and 82 and 300 and 330 both have the 1 2/3" sensor, but the essential difference is the FZ300 has a 12 megapixel sensor where the FZ82 has got a 20 megapixel sensor. So traditional wisdom says that with a smaller pixel size you'll get a higher resolution, but you'll suffer in low light situations. So I wanted to prove or disprove that in this sequence of tests. And to add to the complication, I wanted to introduce the concept of looking at Micro Four Thirds and the Canon APS-C mirrorless M50 camera. Now, if you look at the size and bulk of the M50 compared to the FZ2500 or even the FZ1000 Mark II, you'll see there's a tremendous difference in size and in weight. So anyone that's jumping ship from the DSLR market to go into a bridge camera, if you buy something like the FZ2500, you've got an equivalent camera there which has got a lot more weight to it. So the idea of being able to reduce your camera bag and not carry those heavy lenses around you, it's only partly true. You're not having to carry the lenses around, but you're still carrying around that heavy camera. So with the Canon M50, we're talking about a much smaller body. It's a mirrorless camera, so we don't have that pentaprism to invert the image, a lot lighter, and the lenses are a lot lighter as well. So you can have a small compact camera bag and still cover the full range of focal lengths that you need if you're going to be out and about shooting. Okay, you don't have the convenience of having that all in one camera, but the idea is by having selected primes or even telephoto setting lenses, you will get the best image quality, and I hope to prove that in this video. So if you're in between wanting to change from DSLR and not sure whether to go mirrorless or bridge camera, then this video may help you. So I've got a variety of tests that I want to show you in both low light, which was shot at 100 lux, so that's barely enough light to read by, so you'll get an idea of how these cameras perform at extremely low light levels, and then at 1000 lux, which is quite bright, so you can see the difference in performance from the low ISO to the high ISO range. I've tried to keep the apertures all around f4, so you'll give an idea of the amount of depth of field you'll get at these fixed focal lengths. So you'll get the idea of seeing that the 1 2/3" sensor with its 5.6 times crop has got 2 more stops worth of depth of field compared to the FZ1000, which only has a crop factor of 2.7. And this is compared to full frame equivalents, of course. So with the FZ300 or 330 or the FZ80, 82, you're talking about f16 when you've got the lens set to f2.8 in those 1 2/3" sensors. So inherently you've got a tremendous amount of depth of field, which is good because diffraction limited resolution sets in about f3.2 with these 1 2/3" sensors and the 20 megapixels of the FZ82. So to try and keep the aperture as wide as possible gives you the best opportunity of getting the most light into the sensor for low noise, the best dynamic range, and you're going to be getting the best image quality. With the FZ300 330 you can actually go to f4 before you start being impinged by diffraction limited resolution, because the sensor pixel size is that little bit bigger, so the area disk is slightly bigger, so therefore you can actually get away with a smaller aperture. So in this series of tests, we're looking at the low light performance and then the higher light performance. We're going from the FZ82 through the FZ300, the FZ1000, the FZ2500, and then we're looking at the Micro Four Thirds system, the Panasonic Lumix G9 with a 11 to 22mm lens, and then we'll look at the Canon M50 with the 18 to 150 lens. Let's take a look now at some landscape shots using these cameras, so give an idea of the amount of depth of field you'll get at this magical aperture of f4 and various focal lengths, so you can actually see the amount of depth of field at various focal lengths. Then we'll look at some close-up situations. Now the smaller sensors actually gain here because they've got an inherently larger depth of field. So if you're shooting macro and using supplementary lenses like the Raynox 150 or 250, the added depth of field you get is a bonus when you're shooting macro, as you'll get more depth of field and you don't have to resort to things like image stacking to get that deep enough depth of field for you to see your image properly. Well, that's it for the video test that I'm showing you. It's up to you to make up your own mind which of these cameras is likely to perform best in your particular situation. If you like the video, please do give me the thumbs up symbol, and if you're a new viewer to the channel, please do click the subscribe button at the end of this video and you'll be notified when I upload new videos to this channel. Also look at my photographic blog. There's lots more information on the Panasonic Lumix bridge cameras, also on Micro Four Thirds and the Canon mirrorless system, so please do check that out. And you'll find on the home page the application form to join my monthly newsletter. Now that goes out to just under 3,000 people every month now, and it's more than a newsletter, it's a complete technical publication in many respects. It's a way of saying thank you for your subscription to the newsletter. So please do check that out if you've not already done so. There's an archive there. If you do subscribe now, you'll be able to see what's been going on to 2017. So until my next video, thanks very much for watching. Please do take care, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Goodbye for now.